Good morning, Cougar Nation. This is Mr. Chitty, your superintendent, and I am speaking to you today from my basement. Yes, this is the basement of my house here in Bargersville, just around the corner from the school. And I'm down in my basement, and we are kicking off another great school year. And I had the opportunity today to talk to you about our chapel theme. And what we think is really important this year is remembering what the Bible tells us about who God is. You see, students, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 4, the Bible says to trust in God forever, for the Lord is our rock. And as I was thinking about talking to you today about our chapel theme, the fact that God is our rock, especially all that's happening in our country and our world right now, a lot of uncertainties and concerns about the virus and all those things that sometimes we can get frightened about or maybe scared about. And I'm here to tell you today that we serve a great God who is our rock. And I want to talk to you just a little bit today about God being our rock. But before I do, if you don't mind, I'm right in the middle of my archery practice. Some of you might know that I love archery, and I have actually one more shot to take. So if you'll bear with me just a few seconds, I got to take one more shot before my practice is over. I'll be right back. Stay right there. Stay right there. I'm back. Thanks for putting up with me. Archery is one of my favorite things to do. And I got my bow here, so I'm going to set it over here. And not bad, close to the center circle there, as I practice my archery here at my house. But let me tell you a little bit about why I think we chose Isaiah 26:4 as our theme verse this year. And you might be wondering, hey, Mr. Chitty, why did you bring up archery during our chapel? Actually, I'm going to be talking to the middle school and high school students in just a little bit about how God is our rock and our anchor. I got to talk to them a little bit about archery, so that's why it's part of your chapel too. More about archery later. But when you think of a rock, what do you think of? Something that's hard that maybe you throw or skip across the water? You know, when I think of a rock, sometimes I think of David and Goliath in the Bible. And the Bible tells us that David chose 5 smooth stones or rocks the day that he confronted Goliath in that great battle. Some of you may not know this, but some Bible scholars believe that the reason that David chose 5 stones is that because Goliath had 4 brothers. And David was not planning on missing when he threw the stone at Goliath. And that's why he saved the other 4 for the other brothers. All I know is that David showed great faith that day, not in the rock itself, but the God who helped him throw it. And as I think about this school year with many days still ahead and a great start, I think about God being our rock. And you know, when we think about God being our rock, there's a few things that come to my mind. First of all, we know that rocks are strong. If you ever picked up a rock or been hit by a rock, you know that rocks are very hard and they're very strong. God is very strong. There are Bibles full of verses and stories and examples to explain to us how strong God is. Secondly, a rock really never changes. When we look at a rock laying maybe in our driveway or on the playground, we look at this rock, and then a month later or a year later, the rock looks the same. The rock doesn't ever change. It's so hard and so strong that it never changes. You know, the Bible tells us that God never changes. He is the same in the beginning of creation as he is today. God never changes, and God is always strong. Thirdly, I can trust it. I can trust God. Just like I can trust the rock to be hard and to be strong. And when I throw it, I can hit something with it. I can skip it across the water. If the rock's big enough, I could even stand on it. Just like we can stand on the promises of who God is. And his promises in the Bible always come true. And then finally, one of the things that strikes me the most about a rock, especially a big rock like God, is how unmovable it is. Very difficult to move. In fact, I've got a couple rocks to show you. First rock, it's kind of a small rock, about the size of a quarter, a little bit smaller than a ping pong ball, hard. This rock's been sitting in my front driveway for many months, and it's the same hard rock as it was months ago. I've also have in my front yard, or near my front yard, another rock. It's this rock. This rock is a big rock. Compared to this one, much harder possibly, certainly stronger, easier to stand on, especially for a big guy like me. But you know, when I think about this rock, and I'm thinking about this rock, that really doesn't even do it justice. In fact, I've got a rock I want to show you, but I gotta take you on a little trip. So here we go, get ready. I'm gonna set these two rocks down. I'm gonna leave my bow and my arrow down here. We'll practice some more later. I'm gonna do my best now to pick up my phone and my camera. Ooh, stay with me. Stay with me, students. All right, here we go. A little tour through the chili house. I'll do the best I can. Okay, this is my basement. Not much to see here. Lots of stuff. When you get old like me, you have lots of stuff. Here we go, we're going upstairs. You might see some family members or maybe my dog on the way up the stairs. Sorry for the bad angle, but we're going upstairs to check out a real rock. The kind of rock that God is. Stay with me, students. Here we go. Going out the front door. There's my dog. She's coming after me. Don't be alarmed. It's Maggie the dog. She's nice. And we're coming out to my front yard. It's kind of warm. I can't wait till fall. Now that, my friends, is a rock. This, let me get a better angle. Here we go. Whew. Now that is an unmovable, strong rock. This is the kind of God we serve. Unmovable, a rock that I could even, hope I don't fall, stand on if we just trust him. This is going to be a great year. There goes some birds out of the nest. We love you. We're glad that you're at GCA. Go Cougar Nation, and always remember, students, that you can always trust the rock of God.